you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Orpa Hock. I'm from Nesta Challenges, and I'm supporting the delivery of the Smart Aging Prize. With us for this webinar, we also have Marco Cerulli from AAL, who is managing the prize from the AAL side. And in a few moments, I'll be handing over to Marco to introduce himself and AAL. So we're holding the Innovator webinar for the third edition of the Smart Aging Prize, with this year's topic being on senior enterprise. And the purpose of this webinar is to talk through what this prize is all about, what kind of solutions we're looking for, and to run you through how the prize will be structured, as well as you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have. So if we move on to the next slide, the agenda consists of first starting, who is AAL and Nesta Challenges, and then I'll run you through the Smart Aging Prize series, moving on to this year's focus on senior enterprise, and then a bit about the eligibility criteria, so who's eligible to enter this prize, as well as the judging criteria, so how will applications be assessed, and then a bit of information on how do you enter the prize, and then finally the Q&A session. But please do submit your questions throughout this webinar. You'll see a chat box on the bottom of your screen. You can type in your questions and then we'll make sure to answer them at the end. And anything we don't answer, we will ensure to add them to the FAQs page on the Smart Aging Prize website. So hopefully you all heard that bit, and I can hand it over to Marco for his intro.
Thank you very much, Orpa, for this introduction. Actually, my name is Marco Cerulli, and I am Program Operations Manager at the Central Management Unit of the AAL program. Before going through a short introduction about what AAL is and what the possibilities provided by the program are, I suggest to go through this short video with which summarizes what we aim at through our research funding program. Orpa, if you can send, if you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just 1 second, we're just checking the volume.
It's funny because it was working earlier.
Just a second ago. I know it always happens, these tech problems. There we go.
We're living longer than ever before in history. This gift of longevity calls for a rethinking of the way we live today. Why should life after retirement be any different than before? Why not continue living the way we want and being wanted and needed by society? Technological progress can help us maintain our preferred lifestyle while staying connected and being supported where necessary. Imagine the digital solutions that help manage our physical and mental health, that connect us with those who provide us with love and care. Imagine the opportunities for continuing to provide our skills and experience to our communities. We're all getting older, so this concerns us all, young and old. Let's join hands and shape together our aging society of today and tomorrow. Aging well in a digital world.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Orpa, for launching the video, which summarizes what the main goals of the AAL program are. That is the development of ICT technologies, ICT solutions, for the improvement and maintenance of the quality of life of older adults in Europe. I won't go too much into detail about what the AAL program is. Just for your information, we have launched so far 12 calls for proposals since 2008, when the program was first set up. And we have been funding more than 240 transnational cooperation projects with over 1,000 partners. The main focus of our projects, but also of our message that we want to provide outside, is the need of co-creation. That is something which differentiates us from other, let's say, similar funding programs, is the fact that we put an accent on the role of the end users, not only in the testing of the technologies we want to be used and developed in the framework of our projects, but also in the idealization, in the validation, and hopefully also in the commercialization of the solutions. And at the same time, we aim at have a quite short time to market. It is a quite short time frame within which our funded projects should reach the market. It is 2 years after the completion of the project. The call for proposals is the best, is the main instrument that we have as a program, but we also have some support actions. Some of them being, for example, the AL2 business one, which provides services for free to funded project participants in improving their commercialization strategy, but also the market observatory, which is a sort of a report which informs the AL community on the latest outcomes and trends in market related areas. And then, of course, the AL Forum, which is the annual event that takes place every year in a different place in Europe, and the Challenge Prize itself, which is the initiative we are going to present today. It is the third time that the AL program finances this initiative. It is a new way to fund innovation. It is a different perspective than the ordinary calls for proposals of the AL program, where we basically select what look like promising projects and fund something that still has to come. In the innovation prize, in the challenge prize, we basically want to identify some suitable solutions to a given challenge, accompany the most promising ones, 15 you will see later, and select the best ones and award them with a financial prize. So this is a very short introduction about the AL program. I suggest to move to the challenge prize itself, and I'm at your disposal to reply to possible questions you might have at the end of the webinar. Orpa?
Thank you, Marco. So I'll tell you a little bit about Nesta Challenges. So Nesta is an independent UK foundation with a mission to support innovation for common good, and we do this through research, networks, skills, innovation practice, and investment. And Nesta Challenges is a team within Nesta that was jointly founded by Nesta and the UK government in 2012. And so we design challenge prizes that help shine a light on a problem and incentivize people to solve societal issues. And so taking you through the first and second Smart Aging prizes, we had the first edition, and the aim of that prize was basically to stimulate technological innovation that improved older people's quality of life. And that prize received 175 applications from 26 different countries, and a winner, Activate for Health Explorer, was announced to receive €50,000 for their award. Then a second edition of the prize was run, and this prize was on the products and services that would use innovative digital technology to support older people to participate fully in social life. And this prize received 95 applications from 21 countries, and the prize pot was split into three. So the winner was Comp, receiving €35,000, and then the second winner was Place Cal, who received 15,000, and then the final runner-up was How Do I, who received €5,000. Which brings us on to this year's prize, which is on Senior Enterprise. And before I walk you through the topic, we have a video that we can show you. So what is this prize all about? This is a €50,000 challenge prize that is looking for solutions that support, empower, and inspire older adults to engage in entrepreneurship. So solutions could take a number of forms, and I'll give you some examples. For example, it could be an academy that offers structured programs supporting older adults into businesses, or maybe a matchmaking app targeted at older entrepreneurs. This could be a career platform that helps older adults navigate enterprise-related opportunities, or intergenerational online learning solutions enabling skills sharing between older and younger adults. Solutions can be digital or tech-based, but could also be using a non-technological solution, tool, or infrastructure. And there are more available on the case studies page on the website if you're interested. So the actual prize pot for this year is going to be split into the 3 awards, similarly to last time. So there will be a €35,000 award for the first place, the winner. And then for the first runner-up, they will receive €10,000. And then the second runner-up will receive €5,000. And so now moving on to why did we pick Senior Enterprise for this 3rd edition? So we went through a research and design process, and we engaged with stakeholders, experts, organizations, and older entrepreneurs themselves around Europe. And we found that this is an area that requires some attention, support, and innovation. So older adults have extensive experiences, skills, and networks, and they also have aspirations and wishes to engage in entrepreneurship. You know, some could have lifelong dreams of starting a business, or others no longer want to be working in traditional employment, and some want to utilize their experience in intergenerational teams. And so Senior Enterprise would not only be empowering to older adults, but it can also contribute to creating meaningful connections, strong, sustainable businesses and social ventures, contribute to their social and financial resilience, as well as lead to intergenerational collaboration. However, currently there is a lack of opportunities and support for Senior Enterprise and the means for older adults to work with different generations in the entrepreneurial space. And so this led to the development of the 3rd Smart Aging Prize to be on Senior Enterprise. So as I mentioned before, solutions can include diverse means such as mentoring, coaching, skills sharing platform, as well as stimulating creation of freelance and entrepreneurial initiatives led by older adults, allowing this generation to transition effectively into a changing economy. And so that's why we focused this 3rd edition of the Smart Aging series on Senior Enterprise, a prize that enables all ages to thrive through enterprise. So next up is the eligibility criteria. So this is a list of criteria that an applicant must fulfill to be able to enter the prize. And so the first up are the AAL prize eligible countries and ages. So this prize is open to individuals, groups, and organizations that are located in the EU 28 countries, as well as Canada, Taiwan, and the countries associated to Horizon 2020. And if you're wondering if your country applies, the full list is available on the website. Applicants must also be aged 18 or over. The next eligibility criteria is the stage of development. So applicants should have some kind of working demonstration showing that you have developed and tested your idea to some extent. It doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, this prize exists so that you have time and support to develop your idea. And if you're selected among the 15 semi-finalists, your solution would have to be brought to the Academy event in the summer of 2020, demonstrating the solution's technical proof of concept. The solution should also be presented as a viable business opportunity by the time the challenge prize is awarded in October 2020, and should be aiming to achieve its first customers within 12 to 18 months of the end of the prize. In regards to language, all applications must be submitted in English, and all challenge prize events, including the Academy and the award ceremony, will also be held in English. All entrants should demonstrate a willingness to share their experiences and learning, and this is to help establish a body of knowledge that can bring about a sustained change in senior entrepreneurship overall. And then finally, incomplete entries may be removed from the competition, so please make sure to complete all the sections. Moving on to the judging criteria, this is basically how applications will be assessed and semi-finalists and winners are selected. So the first criteria is around innovation and type of solution. So an innovative new solution or innovative application of platform, tools, services, approach, or product to support older adults in business ventures and intergenerational entrepreneurship. You should be providing a clear description of the technical architecture and the key processes you use and the functionality. The solutions can be based on a model or product approach, and technology can be used as an enabler of part of a broader solution that incorporates non-technological elements. Solutions should also consider the differences within the older generation in regards to background, gender, socioeconomic, and so on. And the aim is to be inclusive to all. In the cases of any digital technology, this should not be excluding older adults or to be too complicated to use. As I mentioned before, you should at least have some kind of working demonstration and be ready to present at the Academy event in summer of 2020. The next one is around user testing and co-creation. So the solution, the process, the design, all of it must be centered on the needs and wishes and aspirations of older adults. The development of the solution should be carried out with users from beginning to end so that it is usable and desirable to older adults. With market potential and scalability, we'll need a strong business plan, including a clear idea of revenue streams and a strategic plan for attracting investment to funding. You should be ready to go to market within 12 to 18 months, and you'll need a well-identified customer segment and plan to approach that. The next is focus on entrepreneurship creation. So that involves enabling collaboration and engagement with other generations, and obviously the potential for senior entrepreneurship. And this includes the opportunities in business, mentoring, involvement in social ventures, as we've discussed, and really making sure you're championing the assets and the skills of senior talent. And then finally is impact. This is basically about evidence that the solution can have a real positive impact in empowering older adults through entrepreneurship. And the message and language is particularly important for this prize. We want the messaging and the language used to prevent discrimination and the stigma and the ageism to ensure that we can help build an age-inclusive and intergenerational future. You should also have the ability to demonstrate a measurable improvement in the quality of experience and impact on well-being in a relevant number of older adults within 18 to 24 months. And that was a lot of information on the judging criteria just there, but all of this is available on the website for you to read through as a reminder as you complete your application. And so next is, how do you enter? So as you know, applications are open right now and they'll close at 5 p.m. CET in 2020 on the 26th of February. So before submitting your application, please remember to double check and ensure you completely understand the price statement, the judging criteria, the eligibility criteria. And we also recommend that you read the terms and conditions that are on the website, the privacy policy, and the FAQs. And so applications are going to be submitted through the website. There's a button there, and it'll be managed by a platform called Submittable. And if you're curious about what the questions are before starting your application, there's a PDF available on the website, and you can have a look at what we'll be asking, but you must make your application through Submittable using the link on the website. So now I'm just going to take you through an overview, the timeline. So as you know, we've launched on November 11th. The deadline is on February 26th, 2020, 5 p.m. CET. And then the judging panel and the 15 finalists will be selected on the week commencing 23rd of March 2020. And then the finalist development period will go from April to August, with the Academy on the week of the June of the 8th. And then finally, the judging panel in August to September. The date will be confirmed with finalists, and then the announcement and award ceremony at the AAL Forum, which will take place in Nice, and that will be October 26th to 28th, 2020. So thank you for all of that. I know that was a lot to take in. We're going to have a look at any questions that we have received. Okay, it looks like there are no questions. That's good news. It must mean that we've been super clear.
Apparently, Orpa, it seems that on the question and answers button on the top, on the bottom of the screen, there are two questions from Iñaki and Arish.
Ah, here we go. Thank you. Thanks, Marco. I couldn't see that on my screen at all. So the first question is around, can we apply with an ongoing AAL project that has a part linked to the challenge of the competition?
Yeah, I can.
I'll let you, Marco.
Yeah, Orpa, thank you very much. This is, thank you, sorry for interrupting you. Actually, this has already been the case in the past two editions of the Challenge Prize, where we experienced that indeed components of an AAL project were submitted as an entry into the Challenge Prize. In one case, there was one project which was selected as a finalist, but didn't succeed to be selected as a full finalist. I therefore confirm that if you have an AAL going project and there is a component or let's say a part of your project that fits to the challenge proposed in this initiative, you are entitled to submit an entry into the Challenge Prize.
Thanks, Marco. And we have one more question, but we might need a little bit of clarification on this. The question is, please can you elaborate on the extent of traction needed? We might need a bit more clarification around that question. If you could please let us know. Alternatively, we do also have an inbox. If you could please if we go to the next slide. The final slide is around the resources. So you'll find links here to the prize website, to the application platform, a bit more on AAL and Nesta challenges, some news and blogs. And then there is our email address, which is smartaging@nesta.org.uk. So with that question, if you would like to submit it to us, we can get back to you at any time, and then we'll ensure to also upload that onto the website. And this webinar will also be available on the website. We'll be uploading it, so you can rewatch it at a later date, or alternatively share it with others that didn't get a chance to watch it this time round. So unless we have any other questions, which I don't think we do, I think that's, I think we've just received one more. So this one is, are there any actions to further assist projects that can be highly evaluated, perhaps past the semi-finalist stage, but cannot reach the final 3 prizes? So I think what this is talking about is around additional support for semi-finalists that don't reach the finalist stage. In terms of that, we do look to, once the prize is over, we do look at what kind of resources might be available. We look at, you know, where can we point you to in terms of, are there other programs that are suitable for you and your solution, or are there any other prizes even, or resources that will be useful to you? So we will be collecting that kind of information and circulating that with our semi-finalists, and looking to maximize, you know, where you can find success. So even if you don't reach the final 3 prizes, that's what we'll be doing. So we've received another question, thank you. So the question is, what stage of development must you be in to apply? So it's a two-part question. The answer to this one is you basically need to have some kind of working demonstration. And in terms of numbers, this is the second part of the question. How many people must you have tested your product with to apply? You can do this through the process. So even if it's not a significant number at the beginning, the user testing and co-creation, it's about integrating that from start to end. So you can increase as you go along, even if you haven't started with a high number. But it is quite an essential part of the development and something that is quite key to the prize.
Maybe if I can add something on top of that, as we do in our calls for proposal, we don't provide fixed numbers or key numbers. Actually, the number of end users to be involved is probably something which is relevant to the type of solution that you're going to propose. So you might need a given number for one product and another one for another one. It is up to the assessors then to see whether the end users foreseen for the testing of the solution is relevant and complies with the final objective of the project.
Thanks, Marco. I think that might have been the last of the questions, unless any others are sent in. No. Okay, well, thank you all for listening to us through this webinar. Please do make sure to contact us via email if you do have any other questions, and we'll ensure to upload this webinar as well as update the FAQs on the website. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Marco, for your time.
Thank you very much, Orpa. Just a very short information for the participants, for those who are not familiar with the AAL program. We are going to launch the 2020 call in February next year, and there will be an info day in Vienna, which is going to take place on the 30th of January. So you are more than welcome to join us in Vienna for to listen to the presentations on the call, but also to network and possibly find potential partners with whom submitting the project proposal, also in the AAL call, not only in the challenge prize. Thank you very much, Orpa, for organizing this event.
Thanks very much, Marco, and goodbye to everyone, and hopefully see your applications very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.